If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 3 of the West Ham career mode here on FIFA 16. You guys are thoroughly enjoying this series so far, judging by all of the feedback on the first 2 episodes. If we could hit over 2,000 thumbs up and likes again, that would be absolutely superb. We had over 1,000 comments on episode number 1 and we've had hundreds again on episode number 2. You guys smashed over 3,000 likes for the first episode. We're over 2,000 for episode number 2 as well, so if you could hit over 2k likes for this one too, then that would be absolutely fantastic, and I'd very much appreciate that. It really does help the channel grow when you hit the thumbs up button. But thanks to the numerous comments, we've started to build the sort of starting 11 that we think should be our starting 11 for the beginning of the season. Plus, we've also added a number more players onto this list. Now, some I can put transfer bids in for today in today's episode, like Fabinho, and like a couple of others that we've got full scout reports back for. Still waiting for scout reports on a few more. I think Nelson Semedo may be my first choice for right back, and Riedewald might be my first choice for centre back as well. We may even need 2 centre backs, and it's either going to be Danny Rose or Grimaldo, I think, for left back. I'm contemplating Grimaldo because he's so good in a variety of different positions, but we've got plenty of transfer stuff to get through today, and the final 2 games, or hopefully final 2 games, if we can beat Torino in the semis of the knockout stage of the pre-season tournament as well. So let's advance. We do have a couple of players we want to move on to, most notably James Collins and Joey O'Brien. We've had no offers for them so far. I am going to start putting bids in now for a couple of players, so we will go in for Fabinho and see what Monaco say price-wise. He's valued at 7.5, which is a lot of money, so we will try and use Joey O'Brien, or maybe, yeah, we'll go Joey O'Brien just because it's position for position. But this would be a big chunk of our budget straight away on a right back. So if we overspend in one position, I'm going to have to go for a cheaper option in others, which is why players like Grimaldo, who is quite cheap at £1.2 million, could be absolutely crucial to our growth here as a club. We are going to look at youngsters as well. With regards to scouting future stars and the scout future star and the players that we've looked or the scout we've sent out to have a look at young players in England. We'll have to wait and see what his first report brings back, but we've got a few players that we can have a look at here. We'll throw in offers there. We're still waiting for full scout reports on a number of other players. Gonçalo Guedes is looks like a decent youngster, but I think I'd rather buy English. I'd rather go for Nathan Redmond, to be honest. That's my preference, to buy either English or buy domestic, at least. As in people that play in England rather than people that play outside of England. Although West Ham have a tendency to buy players from other countries as well, so I can't necessarily say that there's going to be too many players from one specific nation. But we'll play Torino here. Well, we'll have to play in that kit. It's going to be quite... we should be okay, kit class-wise. But we'll see if we can get ourselves through to the final of the pre-season tournament and hopefully grab some extra prize money as well. Heavy touch from Molinaro. Moses trying to win it off him. Go on, just stick a leg in, mate. That's all I want you to do. Winston Reid just falls over, running next to Quagliarella. Good strength from Daniel Henry, but they've squared it across. Wow, 1-0 to Torino. Daniel Henry tried to knock Quagliarella off the ball. It was just too strong. Winston Reid seemed to just stumble when he tried to shoulder barge him as well. Apparently, Quagliarella, despite not having much pace, you just can't get him off the ball. Daniel Henry here gives him a good old shove in the shoulder and then just, just ran off. I don't know what's going on there. We're 1-0 down, though. That's the one thing that we definitely know has happened for sure. Daniel Henry against Quagliarella again. Stop it, mate. Seriously? What? One through ball, Quagliarella just holds off Daniel Henry for a second time, and apparently he's got an incredible shot from distance as well. We're 2-0 down after 28 minutes. Like, what's going on? Just a simple little 1-2. Try and close him down with Daniel Henry, shrugging him off the shoulder, and then he just cracks it, and it's a brilliant finish. This isn't going according to plan, to be completely honest, is it? Go on, Victor. Yes, Victor Moses. Well done, son. Get it to Andy Carroll and return the ball. Get there. Right, get in the box, Andy. He has done. We'll stand it up. Andy Carroll, I can't get there. It's dropped to Paye. We're out in front of Obiang. Obiang with a shot eventually. Took forever to take that. Just shoot, fam. I pressed the button and I'd like you to respond immediately if you don't mind. We've been pretty terrible going forward so far in this game. And in actual fact, I've been pretty terrible defensively as well. This has definitely been our worst game so far in pre-season. But we are missing a few first-team players, playing a few rotation players because obviously the fixtures come in such quick succession in this pre-season tournament, like every 2 or 3 days. So not the best of first halves, but hopefully with a couple of substitutions we can improve in the second half. Making a couple of changes just after the hour mark. Jafra Sakho and Mauro Zarate are coming on for Paye and Carroll. I'm going to play Zarate at cam and Jafra Sakho up top. So we're staying with the same formation, but we've got 2 new people through the middle up top because Andy Carroll's done nothing for me. I'm tempted to sell him, actually. I don't know what the West Ham fans think of Andy Carroll, whether he's like a fan favourite or whether they're not too fussed about him, but I'm not too fussed about him, judging by how he's played for me so far in this pre-season. Zarate got to be better in the physical battles than that. That was just terrible. We just keep getting shrugged off the ball at the minute, which is not nice. Victor Moses actually shows a nice bit of physicality there. We'll help this on the way. Go on then, Zarate. You scored a good goal for us in the first friendly, and he's back that one over the top of the net. Never mind. 22 minutes left to go to get ourselves back in this game. Otherwise, unfortunately, we're going to go out at the semi-final stage. Go on then, Victor. Can we maybe at least get a consolation goal? I'll get this through to Zarate. And he's got a bit of space. Mauro Zarate fires it wide, and there goes the final whistle. Sums up our game, that, to be completely honest. We finally create a half-decent chance, and we can't even get the shot on target. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I don't know whether the easy was necessary from Bruno Perez. It wasn't the easiest of games for Torino, but they did keep the ball away from me quite well. Just 2 good goals from Quagliarella was the difference there, unfortunately. Never mind. Bordeaux beat Stuttgart, so it will be a Torino-Bordeaux final. Congratulations to both of them. We'll take the prize, or some sort of prize money, presumably, from that semi-final, and it will go into our transfer budget. We've had a transfer offer for East Oxford. Not a chance, especially to Chelsea. West Ham selling players to Chelsea, have a word. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. We get an extra 2.1 million from that. That's effectively paid for our 5-star scout, so that's good. I'm going to advance a little bit until we get some scout reports back, and then we'll really start hammering in with some bids before we get to the Arsenal game on the 9th. Right, we've had a few scout reports back. We've actually had about 10, but I just removed the ones from that email list that I wasn't overly keen on. We are going to have a quick throw in with a few bids for some of these players that we've got on the list, though. We'll offer James Collins as well as £3 million for Riederwald. That should total about 4.6, which seems to be, judging by the director's notes, about what we should need to pay. Danny Rose will go in for as well at left back. I don't know whether Spurs in real life will be willing to let him go, but if we can pick up a decent left back fairly cheap, we'll go for £6 million. Then that would be decent. And then if we could have Danny Rose and I keep wanting to say Andrew Robertson, but it's not, is it? It's Aaron Cresswell at left back. Ivan Lopez we will go in for as well at right back. I know I said I wanted to maybe spend the majority of the money on players that are domestic, but occasionally, when you get a young 21-year-old who's 74 rated with good potential, you just have to go in for him, whether he's Spanish or wherever he's from. Nathan Redmond, though, looks like a great option to get in out wide. He's only £3.5 million as well, apparently. What do they reckon we're going to need? About 4. That's fine. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. We'll offer £4 million. We'll see what happens with that deal as well. I'm still contemplating selling on Andy Carroll. And again, I'll take your suggestions on that before I make a final decision. But yeah, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks in game and the next couple of days in the save. Brendan Galloway, we've had a final report on as well. Not sure about him. Not sure. Benfica offer unacceptable for Grimaldo. Never mind. We'll just remove Joey O'Brien and up that to 1.3. And we'll see what happens with that one. And the next one was for Fabinho as well. They said they want 4.1. Oh, 14 point. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to get Fabinho. Goodbye. Transfer offer for Nathan Redmond has been accepted. He only wants £30,000 a week as well. I'll offer him squad rotation player just to hopefully keep his expectations down, because you guys know how much I like to rotate my starting 11. They're not willing to let Ivan Lopez go just yet. All right, well, we'll try £4 million plus Joey O'Brien. Did it say they were interested? Yeah, they are interested in Joey. Why? I don't know, because he's not very good. But all Jeeps, emails, email o'clock. Oh, loads of thingy reports. All right, well, let me go have a look through these scout reports, and then I'll cut back to you. We're going to offer for a couple of the players that we've seen on this list. Victor Fischer is expensive, but he would be very, very good if we were able to bring him in. So I am going to push the boat out with Victor Fischer and maybe pay a little bit more than I might be happy to try and bring him in. Nelson Semedo, as we said at the beginning of the episode, is probably my first choice from the options we've gotten so far for right back. We'll offer them 4 and see what they say. We're in talks as well, of course, with Benfica for Grimaldo as well, and I think that's the one at the bottom where it says transfer offer unaccepted. Mendy looks decent as well, actually, at left back from Marseille. So we will offer a little bit for him. We'll try maybe 4 again, actually, and just see what happens there. There are plenty of transfers people that we could have a look at to bring in. I had so many suggestions, like literally hundreds of suggestions from you guys. So it's taken me ages to go through and look at them all, and then try and put them all into bids. They seem to be short of players apparently for Zaha. Well, we'll offer them 7 again. I'm not sure whether Zaha would be my preferred choice or whether I might like to go for Nathan Redmond. Zaha's kind of more of an obvious choice. So, they want 10.5 for Danny Rose. That's a lot of money. I don't know whether we can afford to spend that sort of money on a left back, really. Although, maybe we can. Maybe we can. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just wait and see. Riedewald, they're not interested in the player. They don't want Collins, and the money's not enough. Well, how about 4.5 then? Riedewald is definitely my main target centre-back wise. Definitely my main target centre-back wise. Grimaldo, they're still not keen on the offer there. 1.3. Well, how about 1.7? And we'll see what they say to that one. Norwich have received a £4.4 million bid for Nathan Redmond from Crystal Palace. Well, we've already offered him a contract, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I hope Palace aren't going to nip in and steal our man. He wants a bigger squad role. That's not a problem. We were just kind of trying to push our luck, really, offering him with squad rotation player. So hopefully that means that we are going to be able to get him in. Did that say they were interested in Joey O'Brien? Yeah, they are, but they want 5.1. We'll go 4.7. And like I say, Nelson Semedo's probably still my favourite for right back, but Ivan Lopez would be a close second. And again, we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. More scout reports have come back. Leon Goretzka is a player I was quite keen on having a look at. So I am going to keep him on my shortlist for next season, Leon Goretzka, because I think he could be a fantastic player to bring in slightly later on down the line in the series. He can be slightly too expensive right now when we just need numbers of players, but when we're looking for perhaps 1 or 2 big players rather than 4 or 5 squad players, then we may be able to go out and have a look at players like Leon Goretzka, and Domenico Berardi was mentioned as well, as you can see here, but he's valued at 16.5 million. Not going to be able to bring him in. Giacomo Bonaventura looks really good, actually. Can play out wide as well, and I would probably use him out wide rather than in the middle, and he's valued at 7 million. He's got a few years left on his contract though, so we'll offer him 7 initially and see what AC Milan say. That's what we're just testing the waters right now with a lot of these players. I do have my favourites, and we'll see if we can bring those in. Jay Rodriguez was mentioned as well. Hasn't really featured much for Southampton in the past few years. I know he was out really long term with a knee injury, and I think he re-injured himself when he came back to the first team. I'm not sure, and Southampton fans will have to confirm that for me in the comments section. But I think he got hurt again and is now out for a few more months. Julian Brandt is another wide player we're looking at, only 19, and he could grow quite well. He was quite popular in the comment section as well, of every career mode I've ever done, really. A few people tell me that I look like Julian Brandt, but I don't see it. You'll have to let me know whether you think in the comment section I look anything like Julian Brandt. I'm not so sure, but Apparently, that's what people always tell me. And we have had some offers accepted, plenty of offers accepted. Mendy, offer for him has been accepted. That's good. That was quite cheap as well, wasn't it? Potentially for a new left back. We'll offer him important first team play. He'd probably start ahead of Cresswell. Although I do like to heavily rotate my sides, so it doesn't really matter. We'll up this to 5 for Semedo. He'd definitely start ahead of anyone else at right back. Victor Fischer, that's going to be too expensive. I'm going to pull out of that. Danny Rose, 7.5 has been accepted. He definitely would start at left back as well, but I might like to bring in someone that's slightly cheaper. Riedewald has been accepted as well. That's good. And dirt cheap on the wages as well. So that is a definite signing for me. He would be third best at the club when it comes to centre-backs. We'd have Winston Reid, Angelo Ogbonna, and then Riedewald. And the offer for Grimaldo has been accepted as well. And he too is quite cheap on the wages. So we'd have a decision to make there with between Mendy, Danny Rose, and Grimaldo at left back. I'd probably go with Grimaldo, I think, and keep Aaron Cresswell as number 1. There's been an offer in for Denial Henry. That is a loan deal, and that will go through. That hopefully should pay for the majority of Riedewald's. They want 12 million for Zaha. I'm just not willing to go that high. Not this first season. This first season we need numbers, and then in the second season we can look to bring in 2 or 3 players with bigger price tags. Contract offer accepted from Nathan Redmond. Done. Our first new signing of the series as a whole, and it's Nathan Redmond at right side of midfield. That suits me down to the ground. I'm really pleased with that. We have finally had an offer accepted for Ivan Lopez, and we will offer him important first team player as well, because he'd start ahead of Loney, Carl Jenkinson. Again though, Semedo would be my preference in that right back spot. Plenty of emails here, loads of offers accepted and offers not accepted. Riedewald contract accepted. We will confirm that one. Another brand new signing now at the club. That's good. Hopefully we can move on James Collins sooner rather than later as well. Wow. A lot of people apparently are in for Nelson Semedo, so we might have a little bit of trouble there. But Milan, no, it's for Bonaventura. We now don't need a wide player because we've already brought in Nathan Redmond. So I will pull out of the offering for Julian Brandt and for Jay Rodriguez and for Sané, despite the fact that that's been accepted. Bernard Mendy, what left back to get? I'm going to stall with that. We'll wait and see what happens. And I'm not going to go in for Danny Rose either. Right, now the left back decision has to be made. Grimaldo or Mendy? Mendy is 21 and 75 rated. Grimaldo is 19, 2 years younger and 70 rated, but can play in more positions and is cheaper. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go with Grimaldo because of his versatility and ability to play in other positions. That means that because Aaron Cresswell is still young and has the potential to grow, so I don't really want to throw him out of the first team. I don't want to completely change the starting squad already this early on. We want to have, a real West Ham feel to the side initially, but I will throw Grimaldo straight onto the bench in place for Randolph, and we will put James Tompkins out of the bench and put Riedewald in, and then Nathan Redmond can go on the bench as well in place of Kouyaté. And then just for OCD to swap positions around, there we go. So that's our starting lineup right now. I may contemplate starting Redmond over Lanzini and move Lanzini to Cam, depending on Payet's fitness. But I like the way this squad is coming along. You guys will have to let me know what to do with Andy Carroll, whether to keep him or to sell him. If we do sell him, I may not even need to replace him because we have Sacco, Zarate and Enner Valencia. Lanzini could probably play at Cam as well, and we have plenty of other strikers at the club. So maybe we should keep Andy Carroll and sell him second season to really raise a lot of extra funds, or maybe even in January to see how we're getting on. Maybe we don't want to, spend all of our money now, and maybe see how we're getting on halfway through the season. We'll see. We'll see what happens between now and the Arsenal game. Transfer offer accepted for Nelson Semedo. Also in talks with Napoli for Nelson Semedo. I'm going to ensure that I get this man in. Oh, I'm not going to offer him £9 million a week. That was probably not the right thing to do. Right, important first team player, Nelson Semedo. And that, I think, would be... Yep, I don't want you if we can bring in Nelson Semedo. Go on, Nelson, sign that contract. Ah, Scout has returned. Scout future star. He is a right-sided midfielder. Hugo Madrazo, 63 rated currently. Potential of 79 to 94. There's our Scout future star. He's only 5 foot right now. Height isn't too important though out wide, is it? But hopefully we'll be able to train him throughout the season now. And when he turns 16 and can get called up to the first team, he'll be fantastic. So that's a really, actually very, very good option for us, because we will need next season wingers, because Victor Moses' loan deal will expire. But we will bring in Nelson Semedo. We have about 6 million left, but barely any wage budget. So we've spent most of our money now, I think. Unless, well, we still want to move on James Collins. And is Joey O'Brien still here, or was he involved in one of the deals? I think he was involved. No, he's still there. Fair enough. Well, Nelson Semedo is going to go straight into the starting lineup at right back. I think I'm pretty happy with what we've done so far on this transfer window. I think I'm pretty happy with it. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But we will... Oh, actually, let me train. I want to train, and we'll train our young right-sided midfielder as well. So we will take out Antonio, and we will put in Madrazo. Now, what is his... Where can we train him first? Stamina is going to be pretty important, and ball control and dribbling. So we'll just train him there for now. I'm really pleased with how this season has started. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check the channel page out itself for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it be this series or the My Player series that continues to go up in the normal schedule routine. If you don't know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description of every video as to what my upload schedule is, and it's on the About tab of the channel page as well. We're definitely not going to let Winston Reid go. And in tomorrow's episode, we're getting transfer offers in, this time for Josh Cullen. We'll let the youngsters go out on loan as well. You're going to have to, hopefully, let me know what to do with Andy Carroll. And in tomorrow's episode, we will start our Barclays Premier League campaign with a game against Arsenal. But that's going to bring today's to a close as we get an offer from Mauro Zarate. Again, we will reject that. Zarate's been the best player for us so far in pre-season. Thank you very much for watching. If we get over 2,000 likes, that'd be absolutely superb. And tomorrow, we will get cracking with the Barclays Premier League campaign. We've got games against Arsenal, and then was it Leicester? Arsenal and Leicester, and then Bournemouth and Liverpool before we get to transfer deadline day. But for now, that's all from me for Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.